Thousands of families across the UK could now be entitled to benefits for bereaved parents and their children after an unmarried mother of four won her case in the Supreme Court. Siobhan McLaughlin from County Antrim was refused widowed parents' allowance when her partner died because the couple weren't married. But the Supreme Court has ruled that it breached the family's human rights. The government is now considering whether to change the law. Our Ireland correspondent Emma Vardy reports.
A father and a partner for 23 years. John Adams lived together with his family. When he died from cancer, Siobhan McLaughlin had to take a second job to help support their children. She was told widowed parents' allowance was only paid to those who've been married or in civil partnerships. Today, the Supreme Court ruled that denying this benefit to unmarried parents has breached Siobhan and her children's human rights. The judges said the allowance was there to diminish the loss suffered by children, a loss that was the same whether or not the parents are married.
Children are innocent, children don't have a voice, and it's really unjust that the government could see that two children could be treated so differently when they're both grieving. To realise that, yeah, there's only some benefits that you can claim as a cohabitee, but you can't claim because you're not married. It's a bit of a minefield of the system.
So should the system reflect modern society? Today, families come in many different forms. While married couples are still in the majority, figures show there's been a huge increase in cohabitation. Now, around 1 in 5 couples with children choose not to walk up the aisle. Widowed parents' allowance and the new bereavement support payment, which has replaced it, are there to support children when one parent dies. Those entitled to the benefit can receive a lump sum and monthly payments of up to £350. They must have at least one dependent child, up to 18 years old. Crucially, the current law says they must have been in a marriage or civil partnership, but today's ruling means that could change. Sarah Cripp's partner died of a stroke in 2015, leaving their 3 children without a father. He'd been the principal breadwinner, but because they weren't married or in a civil partnership, she too missed out on an allowance.
He was their father in every way. I feel that he's now not being treated as their parent, and the children aren't allowed his contributions. This would have been money that James would have paid through his national insurance contributions throughout his working life.
Siobhan's victory puts pressure on Parliament to change the rules. The government has said it will study today's judgment, but there's still no guarantee Siobhan will receive the widowed parents' allowance. She may need to take the case to the European Court if thousands more cohabiting couples are to gain the same rights to bereavement benefits as those who are married. Emma Vardy, BBC News.